Welcome back to Hardball. Congressman Joe Sestak pulled off a big upset back in May when he beat Arlen Specter. He'd been senator forever in Pennsylvania in that primary. Sestak might need another upset, another surprise come November. He faced a tough political climate up there. Pat Toomey, the Club for Growther of the far right, is averaging a 6-point gain on him right now in the latest pollster's average poll. Congressman Sestak joins us right now. You know, Pennsylvania, as you know, I mean, I'm talking to an expert. It's a purple state. It's somewhere in the middle. It's a John Wayne state. It's not a far right or far left state. How come Toomey's doing well when he's on the far right? What is going on? Isn't he a Santorum type?
Well, you know, there's been... I just came from the Grange Fair Parade, 35,000 Pennsylvanians sitting dead center in the heartland of Pennsylvania. Shook every hand in a parade. Let me tell you, even after Congressman Toomey's special interest groups, Karl Rove special interest groups, Club for Growth, which Congressman Toomey headed, founded by Wall Street when he was a lobbyist, after they poured $5.5 million into negative ads, I'm sitting pretty darn well. You know, I tell everybody I'm just a Navy guy. We're not liberals. We're not conservatives in the military. We don't breed them. We breed problem solvers. And I'm going to stand up to even my own party every time it's wrong. And you know, you're seeing us a couple points behind. Got it. Now, this is Pennsylvania, Chris. You know it well. Pretty commonsensical people. They're not going to have a sheep in wolf's clothing all of a sudden deceive them again that let's give zero taxes to corporations. Let's take private Social Security and privatize and let Wall Street gamble with it. No, they want someone fighting for them. Not a problem.
Okay, Admiral and Congressman, let me ask you this one. It's close to my heart. When I grew up in North Philly and later Northeast Philly, there were real jobs for guys and women, real jobs at big factories that built big things like train cars and subway cars with steel. They had real jobs to go. They didn't have to go make hamburgers or go join the drug trade. They had real proud jobs to come home with. They could provide for a family with one person working. How do you bring back that Pennsylvania? Give me the common sense solution to that one.
I just did an event down there. You're talking to Lehigh, Germantown, Carter. That's exactly where you're talking about. I just came out of there last week. It's all about small businesses, nanotechnology, the tool and die shop. If we were giving a 15% tax credit for every new payroll job, we would create 5 million jobs in just 2.5 years. And then second, it is getting community banks to start lending again. They're not lending, Chris. We should be guaranteeing their loans up to 98%. And then it's getting, as I said, zero capital gains for any company, any person that invests in a small company. Because small companies create 80% of all jobs. And at Philadelphia that you're talking about, they have had a negative 4% growth in small businesses in the last 30 years. That's why 100,000 jobs have disappeared. It's focused on small businesses, and that's why I'm the vice chairman of small business, and that's what I'm going to focus on from the Senate.
You know what you should do is call the chief engineer in every town in Pennsylvania, in every county, and ask him how many bridges are below safety code, and fix them. Get them fixed. This country says they can't do jobs. I think they're going to get the job. Let me ask you about the support from the establishment up there. You beat the heck out of those people. You took the money people in Philly. You took the machine, such as it was on that day. I could be more interested, I think, on General Election Day. And you beat the heck out of them. You pulled the biggest upset. Are those guys still mad at you for being the underdog, for beating their guy, Specter?
I'm told they're all going to be there. A lot of them are gone for pre-Labor Day, and they're going to be there right after Labor Day. But look, I'm not going to depend upon that. You know, we raised close to $2 million in just about 4 weeks right after the election. We're out there working every day. But more than that, I am going to help leverage those centers of excellence, but I'm also have over 25 offices open, 25,000 phone calls a day since 1 January. We're going to build a warfare coalition just like those 30 ships I had when I was a Navy admiral during the retaliatory strikes off Afghanistan working together. But I want you to know this, Chris. I'm also focused on moderate Republicans and independents. I think when they find how extreme Congressman Toomey is, I mean, if you liked Rick Santorum, you're going to love Pat
Give me some examples. I know I asked about the steel industry a while ago, and he said basically he's a free marketer. Let it rot. Don't do anything. The government has no responsibility to save industries that are in trouble. What's your view, and what's wrong with his?
Oh, well, let me tell you, in his book, he calls it creative destruction. It's okay that we have China subsidizing their exports because it'll have creative destruction in America where people will be unemployed, but they'll find a job somewhere else. You know, zero taxes for corporations where you don't have to pay for it. Look, when he was in Hong Kong working for a Hong Kong billionaire, he actually worked on those currency swaps that helped China keep down over the years the value of the yuan. And so we have someone who believes benefit big business, benefit Wall Street, and wealth might trickle down. Look, he actually believes, and when he was on the Small Business Committee, he slashed in half the small business budget. He voted against studies for women to find out why are they only getting about 2% of all federal contracts supposed to go to small businesses. He just voted against that. Time after time, whether it's education. Here's Philadelphia. You talk about a challenge in Philadelphia. Only 28% of African-American males are graduating from high school there. And, Chris, it's only 33% of whites. And so I'm on the Education Committee. Look, this is about the common good, and he helped slash the education budget by $3 billion and voted against Pell Grants. What he did when he was president, and this is the worst, I think, when he was president of Club for Growth, and I like Pat, I've had a beer with him, but when he was president of Club for Growth, that John McCain called a grab bag for the ultra-rich, when he was president, he actually had as his principal mission purging the Republican Party of moderates and went after Senator Lincoln, Chafee, and others.
I know.
In my mind, we don't need an ideology. We need someone who's willing to work.
Is he a right-winger?
He's farther from the right wing. Yes, he's much. He's
okay,
extreme.
let me ask you. Let's talk Turkey, Admiral, Congressman. I mean, you deserve both titles. You've earned them. Let me ask you this. Are you going to get Bill Clinton in there? It seems to me that you look at southwestern Pennsylvania, you look at anywhere in that state, among the African-American community, which has been hammered with unemployment. If they had the jobs that the Irish guys had in the neighborhoods I grew up in today, they'd be unbelievably middle class. They'd be such a great shape. Those jobs are gone, those steel jobs. Let me ask you, are you going to bring Bill Clinton in there? Because it seems to me he would be even better than the president to help you in Pennsylvania.
Yes. Yeah, he's already come in for Scranton. Great rally. Unfortunately, I was down in Washington for the good business of voting for that FMAP bill that Congressman Toomey opposed and would have had 12,000 Pennsylvanians been laid off if we hadn't passed it. Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I was talking with them the other day, and they just want to know what days. They tell me I'm their top priority, and I'm going to keep working on that.
Well,
so,
I hope your party gets organized up there, because the Democratic Party, Ed Rendell and you and all those other guys up there ought to get together with Brady and win this thing. Anyway, thank you, Congressman Joe Sestak, running for Pennsylvania Senator. Up next, this is worth